From the OPUBCO studios in Oklahoma City, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Gina Mizell. Lots of talk right now about recruiting. It is that time of year with signing day looming, but I think a lot of Cowboy fans are also talking about Mason Rudolph, a recruit who's in early and might be the starter come the first game this fall. What do we know at this point about his arrival and maybe his elevation to being in that conversation?
Well, he's certainly going to be in the mix. I think that's obvious, and you can kind of point to the fact that he ran the exact same system in high school as he's going to run at OSU, the air raid spread offense. That's something we've talked about before, but I caught up with Kyle Richardson, his high school coach, earlier this week, actually last week, and he just talked about how he took it to another level this year. Obviously, his stats were enormous. He accounted for 80 touchdowns total, running and throwing, led his team to a state championship, and he kept pointing to this one route, the Y corner route, which is when an inside receiver, if you're down inside the 20, breaks toward the back pylon of the end zone. He's like, he's going to run that 1,000 times at Oklahoma State. He's already pretty good at it. What's he going to do when he's run it for 7 years by the time he's a senior? So he says he's ready to go, and obviously a huge reason why he picked Oklahoma State is because of the chance to compete for a starting job right away.
Well, you know, the last time Oklahoma State had a really good true freshman, Wes Lunt, he did get the start. It was kind of a rocky year, and then obviously he transfers. In your mind, does any of that play into the decision that the Cowboy coaches will ultimately have to make about this starting quarterback?
It doesn't sound like it, based on what I've heard from Mason himself and in previous times talking to him, and from Kyle Richardson, this past week. And that, again, this was a big reason why that he wanted to come to Oklahoma State, is to have a chance to be in the mix early on. Now, is he coming in expecting to start? Of course not. If he doesn't win the job, he doesn't win the job. But this is a fairly easy system to learn for any true freshman. But the fact that he already knows it, I think, is a good thing, and the fact that he really became more of a running threat this year. He bulked up to 220 pounds, and he rushed for 16 touchdowns, and that obviously came into play with Clint Shelf and J.W. Walsh inside this Cowboy offense. So I think you look at that run-pass threat and just the fact that he's in the same system. I think that all bodes well for him.
Will give us plenty to talk about before the spring is over.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Gina. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.